Welcome to this edition of One on One. Today we're excited to have BU hockey goaltender Commesso, who just experienced a year most of us could only dream about. From manning the Terriers' goal to wearing red, white, and blue for America in the 2022 Beijing Olympics as the youngest starting goaltender in American Olympic history. To top it off, he's already been drafted by the NHL Chicago Blackhawks. So what comes next? Let's find out. Thanks for being here today, Drew.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, of course. So obviously growing up in Massachusetts, it's no question how you got into hockey, but what drew you to it? What got you playing just originally?
When I was a younger kid, my dad and I always used to play knee hockey in the living room. And I really grew up watching the Bruins, and they had some great teams. They had the cup-winning team in 2011. And that was one of the times where I was just truly drawn to hockey. And I fell in love with the sport at a really young age, and I just kept on going with it. And luckily, it's led me to a great school like Boston University, and hopefully a professional job in the future.
So what was it about hockey that really captured your focus?
I really liked just going to the rink every day, and really the locker room is meeting a lot of young kids at a young age was great for me, making a lot of friends, and I felt like hockey was just a great transition out of school for me to make new buddies out of school, and I really fell in love with goaltending at a young age too. I always liked to be on the ice. I didn't like sitting around and waiting.
Were you always a goaltender?
I first started off as a forward, and I tried out for my local club team, and I actually ended up making it. And I love playing forward. I love scoring goals. And at a young age, you usually have kids that play on two teams. And our goalie played on two teams, and he started missing games. And we only had one goalie. So my dad, being one of the coaches, told me to kind of step up and take that role when he was gone. And I started doing it, and I actually loved it. And then next year, he ended up not wanting to play for the team anymore, and I took over full time. I guess the rest is history. I played for the Bay State Breakers for a few years as a kid, and I was the only goalie on that team. And from then, I kind of just fell in love with the position and kept it rolling.
When it came time for college, how did you decide that you wanted to go to BU?
I've always wanted to go to BU. As a younger kid, you could always find tons of pictures of me wearing BU hats, BU clothes, and for me, it was really just a dream. When I was younger in first grade, we had to make a big dream chart, and I still have it in my room, and one of my dreams was to play hockey at Boston University. I just kept going with a positive mind and kept working really hard. I'm very thankful to be here.
How did you and those closest to you react when you found out that the NHL was not sending players to the Olympics?
Yeah, so when I first heard that, I was actually at the World Junior Tournament in Edmonton, Alberta, and I kind of was trying to focus just on the tournament because I knew the Olympics could be a possibility, but I was still at a very important tournament, and I just wanted to focus on that. So when it first got released, I was obviously excited, and it was obviously a goal, but for me, it was just focusing on that tournament, kind of taking it one day at a time.
Were you expecting to be asked to join the USA Olympic team?
No, I wouldn't say I was expecting it. I would say I was hopeful for it. I have a great relationship with USA Hockey, and I have a lot of trust with them. I've been fortunate enough to play on a lot of different USA Hockey teams, and I was very excited when I was able to get the call, and just very fortunate for the whole opportunity.
How did your family react when they heard that you would be playing in the Olympics?
I still remember so clearly calling my mom right after I got the call. She was the first person I called. And I FaceTimed her, and I told my dad to come downstairs, and I told him over the phone. My mom just started crying immediately, and my dad was super happy. And I believe I got the call on a Thursday night, and we were actually playing BU games on Friday and Saturday. So I said, yeah, it's obviously great news, but I have two important games to play here. And so I kind of had to bottle up those emotions and get ready for the weekend.
What is one of your favorite memories from the Olympics?
I have a lot of favorite memories, but for me, my favorite overall memory was the first game, just really suiting up and putting that jersey on. Going to the Olympics never really hit me until I was putting on our pregame outfit to head to the rink, and I saw the American flag with the Olympic rings under it, and I was kind of starstruck, and I got pretty nervous for a second in my hotel room. It kind of all hit me that I was going to go suit up and play for Team USA, and it was just an overall amazing experience. I'm so grateful that I was able to do it.
When you did take your hiatus at BU to play in the Olympics, Vinnie Dupreis stepped up and he played very well. When you have a situation like that where you have two very skilled players who play the same position and can't do so at the same time, do you find that the dynamic is more camaraderie, or is there some competition in there?
It's absolutely camaraderie. I knew when I got the opportunity to go to the Olympics that I'd be missing a decent amount of games, and Vinnie's such a hard worker. I can't say enough good things about Vinnie, and I knew he was going to play tremendous when I was gone. It was no shock that he played that well, and he's such a great kid and a great teammate, and I was so happy to see him, play great in the games, and I was really cheering him on, and I was so happy to see him have so much success. It was really awesome.
Yeah, Vinnie also was in the Bean Pot, which BU was able to take the championship in, which was a huge highlight for the season. However, the Hockey East playoff wasn't exactly the result that we were hoping for. With a new, yet-to-be-named coach, how are you and your teammates preparing for the season?
We're preparing the same way as if we had a head coach right now. For us, a lot of that is just outside noise, and we're really just focused on getting better in the weight room. That's our goal right now is, we want to change this culture into a positive one, and our captains, Dom Fensore, Case McCarthy, and Jay O'Brien have been doing an amazing job of doing that. And we've already came together so much as a team in this off season, and I know we've definitely been one of the hardest working teams in the country so far, and we're to continue that all summer and get ready for next year in the best way possible, whether we have a head coach already or not.
How did your parents react when they found out that you were signed to the Chicago Blackhawks?
They were very excited. I remember we all watched the draft on the couch at home, and I had some close family with me, and it was a day that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and it was so cool. And for me, having all my family there meant so much because they were the ones that really helped me get there, and just to celebrate with them because obviously it's an individual accomplishment getting drafted, and but I owe so much to them, and they were such a big part of it, and I was so happy for them to be there with me.
So if playing professional hockey was not in the cards, what would you be doing? What career path would take interest to you?
I think I would probably be in the real estate industry, but right now I'm focused on hockey.
Well, Drew, we appreciate your time and you being here and sharing your thoughts. It's been a pleasure. We wish you continued success as a Terrier, a Blackhawk, and everything you do beyond that. And that wraps up this episode of One on One. Keep your stick on the ice and see you next time.